Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. Yes, we are still here. It's episode number 38, and today we are returning with 4 big games with our Italians. And what huge games they are, both in the Serie A and in the Europa League as well. We are starting off with our 4th game in the Europa League group stage, where right now, after 2 wins in our last 2 games, we are currently top with 6 points as we take on RB Salzburg. Then we take on Genoa back in the Serie A. There's also 2 international friendlies, but we'll skip past these as we don't care about the friendlies. And then 2 big games to end on as well. Napoli away from home at the Stadio San Paolo. What a game that's going to be. And then FC Luzern in the 5th game of the Europa League group stage, where going into that one, I mean, the group could be just the tightest it could possibly be. It could be everyone with 6 points. That's going to be amazing. So, yeah, first game away in Austria, RB Salzburg. What a big game. So, first game, and we are indeed away in Austria for this one as we take on RB Salzburg. We have 6 points. They have 3 points. FC Luzern have 6 points. Shakhtar Donetsk have 3 points. It's pretty tight at the halfway point, and the group could still go either way for all 4 teams, really. And hopefully, we'll make it 5 wins out of 5 after a pretty decent run of form, seeing us win all of our last 4 on the back of a loss to Juventus. So first game, it's the Europa League one. It's a big one. Let's come through and make it 5 wins from 5. Also, just real briefly, I do apologise for no uploads of this series in the past, 2 weeks now? I think it's been almost 2 weeks. Simply put, I've said this a few times now, but when I'm doing lots of saves at once, inevitably, one will begin to drop off in terms of the upload rate. I don't want that to be the case, because I still do upload 2 videos a day, pretty much every day. Sometimes it's 1, but ordinarily it's 2 a day. But I still can't rotate things fairly when I've got 1 primary series and then a load of secondary ones as well. Eventually, 1 drops off in terms of upload rate, and I just can't stop that from happening. But either way, no uploads in the past 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks, has been a little disappointing. So for that, I have to apologise. I do know I've sort of let you down really in that sense, because I've just not been producing the episodes. But it's been a stressful Christmas period for me. Anyway, obviously I went home. Went down south to where I used to live to spend Christmas with my grandparents and my mother and her partner as well, and eventually my brother and my sister-in-law came around too in the evening as CUTRONE heads it in, gets in and makes it 1-0. And I sort of briefly mentioned it on Twitter, but it was sort of like the worst Christmas I've ever had, and that is saying something, because I'm pretty much always sick on Christmas. Like for 30% to 40% of the Christmases I've been alive for, I've been like really sick. I wasn't sick, it's just that the Christmas was not a very pleasant one for me due to a lot of personal things going wrong. And then I came back up yesterday on Boxing Day. Obviously now it's 27th, for raring to go. Can't wait to get back into my schedule. But it's been a really stressful period over the past couple of weeks for me, really. And I've got a lot to think about heading into January as well. But yeah, I do want to say first and foremost, I am sorry for no uploads in the past 2 weeks. It's not acceptable, and therefore I do apologise for it. But we are back, and hopefully we'll continue the series at a decent rate, along with the other ones I'm doing as well. And we'll make some good progression as we try and pick up the pace in Season 3. Also, we started the Europa League campaign off with that, well, shocking loss, let's call it what it was, away in FC Luzern in the group opener. And since then, we've really picked it up. If we do win this game, that'll be 3 wins from 3. And regardless of the result in the Luzern-Shakhtar Donetsk game, we will be at least 3 points clear of 2 of the 3 teams below us in the group. So it's very important we see out these 3 points here. This is a crucial game in the Europa League. Yes, of course, there'll be 2 games remaining after this one, but it's a massive one. Can't afford to make mistakes like that, as Cragno bails me out. Got to see out these 3 points, lads. We need this win. Here comes Salzburg again. Oh, Hwang Hee-chan is through, and he's not going to miss that one. 1-1. Host back in the game. He found space inside their area. We gave him an opening, and he punishes us. Back on level terms, 1-1. I know we'll still have 2 games left in the group after this one, but failing to win from a leading position would be really disappointing on the back of 4 straight wins. I know my boys are a little bit tired out there. I know we have to rotate the side over and over again, but we cannot afford to lose this game, that's for sure, and a draw will feel like a defeat as well. I really feel 2 games to go due to how tight it is. Every point is going to matter. We need those extra 2 in the second half. Come on. Sort of forgotten like a few of the faces out there and what I normally do with them on the pitch. I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but like I have individual roles for the players and what I decide to do at what points on the pitch with them. And at the moment, I'm sort of forgetting like what I normally play with some of these players in this Palermo team. It's only been 2 weeks, mate. Come on. As Capone gets inside and puts it wide. I think that is going to do it, and that will be the final whistle. And a missed opportunity for us. Our first draw of the Europa League campaign. It means we now have 7 points from 4 games. and we'll see what happened in the Luzern Shakhtar game. It's going to be a really important match to see the outcome of, but that's a disappointing draw, that one, especially because we were leading. I felt, to be fair, it was quite a balanced game. We took the lead, then they equalised, and they played better, then we played better. So a 1-1 scoreline, probably the right result in all fairness. I'll give man of the match to Bareka, who got our assist for our goal, which was a lovely ball into the centre and played quite well. However, let's find out the result of the Luzern Shakhtar game and find out what happened there. Shakhtar won 3-0. So the group will be on the screen for you right now. It's still very tight. It's still very tight and could go either way. But that Luzern game at the end of today's episode is going to be absolutely massive. That is one that you can't switch off for. That's going to be huge to find out who's got the best chance of going through. And so moving swiftly on to the second game for today, we're now back to the Serie A to play host to Genoa. They so far are the only team without a draw in the Serie A, and on the back of our draw in midweek against RB Salzburg, hopefully they won't get their first one here, but will get the 3 points. So 4-2-1-2 narrow, our normal league lineup, and I expect to win after a good run in the Serie A as well. Let's go get it. Oh, that's a lovely through ball and a great chance here for Genoa. Lazovic inside, and in the end the shot was quite tame and pretty comfortable for Gragno to deal with the near post there. I've noticed the AI do that a lot this year. I don't know if you guys have noticed it as well. When they're running inside from a tight angle, they'll often go for goal and not put much conviction behind the shots. It's quite strange because you'd think that at times they're probably, well, you'd expect them to hold the ball up and wait for a better teammate in a better place. But here's Nicolo Barella on the ball. Can he finish from a tight angle? Yes, he can. Nicolo says that's how you do it. With the weaker foot, 1-0 Palermo, and the people's captain has done it again. And I keep on doing this same celebration. I thought this was the cartwheel. It's not. But it's 1-0 Palermo, and the skipper gives us the lead. Magia to Melagorni. Great chance here again to break, and I've got Cutrone running through. I'll pick him out. It's Pat, who's bearing down on goal. This should be 2-0, and oh, Perrine, a really important save. I just overcooked the touch slightly there by flicking the right stick. Never like to do that, really, but thought that was the best way to get away from the chasing pack. Good stop by Perrine regardless, still 1-0, but all the early pressure right now is coming from Palermo, and at some point, surely, we are going to double our lead. Melagorni, Magia, just wide the post. Miguel Veloso to Centurion, and here comes Genoa down the left-hand side. Lovely touch there to beat his man. A great cross too, and Galabinov heads it just wide the post. If we throw away another 3 points from a leading position, I will not be happy, man. I know in the Serie A right now, sitting in the top 3, and we did have a shaky run of form. We have got it sorted. This wouldn't be a terrible result, but it's a mid-table side. We are at home. We're on a decent unbeaten run. We really should keep our foot on the gas pedal and keep on picking up these points and scoring more goals. We do this far too often, not just in this save, but I do this a lot in a lot of my saves. I just can't seem to keep my foot on that gas pedal, continue to attack, and really dominate games. I just seem to just let things go. I've got to stop doing that now. We need to be a lot more clinical and a lot more aggressive. Magia out wide to Calabria, and a great chance here for an early second goal in this second half. Shot blocked, and in the end straight to Mattia Perrine. We've played well in this game, but I can just see Genoa grabbing an equalising goal, maybe around the 75th minute mark, and us slipping up once again. Look, if we are to stay in the top 3 like we are right now and do what we couldn't do last season, these are the sort of games we've got to close out. It's 1-1, and that was always going to happen at some point. I said 75 minutes, in the end it's 7 minutes after the restart, but this was always going to happen. They're back on level terms, and we did this too many times last year, and we're doing it quite often this year as well, having these mini spells against mid-table sides where we just don't play well enough and don't score enough goals to claim the 3 points. We want to be a Champions League side heading into Season 4. We won't be if we keep on having results like this. Come on. Lovely build-up. Can we find a goal? Can we find a goal? Melagorni! No! 5 minutes to go, and I thought that was the moment. How did I miss the target from there? Last season, one of the big reasons we missed out on the top 3 was slipping up at home to mid-table sides, and we've done it again. Twice today in our first 2 games we've led and we've not managed to hang on for the 3 points. Lots to ponder on. I know we've got an international break to come in now. That's good for us to get some fitness back for our team that are quite tired out there after a lot of games in recent weeks, but no excuses, man. We're not going to finish in the Champions League slipping up like this. And you can see by the stats, this is why it frustrates me so much. Genoa scored with their only shot on target, whereas for us we had 9 and 5, but only found the back of the net once. It's a bit of a catchphrase on my channel. If you don't take your chances, you will get punished, because it's true. It's true. Like, if you don't take those chances, you've only got yourself to blame. So, very frustrating to only get a point. I'll give man of match to Galabinov, who scored their goal. And to be fair, did cause a couple of problems in this one, but It's a disappointing draw. No other way of looking at it. That's a really, really bad slip up. And you can see why I'm so frustrated as well after that game, because we now dropped into 4th place as Milan overtake us and last year's champions now go into the top 3. There are so many good teams in the Serie A. To outmuscle all but just 2 of them for a top 3 place is going to be such a difficult thing to do, and those are the games you can't afford to slip up in. So very frustrated about that. And that was a really disappointing draw. And I think I said at the start of the game as well, Genoa were the only team in the Serie A that had a draw. I don't know why I said that, because we hadn't drawn, and neither had Juventus, who have now won 11 of their first 11. But also, you can see the 2 international friendly results for you here as well against the Ivory Coast and Bulgaria, sorry. I almost said Belgium there. We won them both and kept clean sheets in both as well. Not as too important, as we'll be worried about the Euro 2020 when it comes around, and not the friendlies. But also, another transfer over here for Insigne. This guy has turned down every single bid he's had so far, but we're going to continue to cross our fingers and hopes he leaves at the 26th time of asking. So 3rd of the 4 big games today, and this is probably the biggest one actually, and that's saying something with a Luzerne game to come in the next one. We've got Napoli here away at the Stadio San Paolo, still in the Serie A on the back of the international break. Stick with our same team and formation for the game in a 2nd versus 3rd battle where even so early on in the season, there is so much riding on it. So Napoli 3rd game, let's get our first win today and return to winning ways. Come on. Also, don't get me wrong, I know we're still not a great team. It is still going to be a really tall order for us to finish in the top 3 in Season 3, let alone when it was last year as well, but we shouldn't be settling for a Europa League place. You know, we played some great football last year. We had some really good wins, including at this ground last year in the final run-in. And it's like, we have these patches in this save where we go on like a run of like 5-6 games where we win pretty much every single one. We score some lovely team goals. We play some really nice, attractive football. And then there's this like month where we only win like twice and we're just all over the place. If we could stay more consistent, we'd have no problem staying in the top 3. That's our problem with this team, staying consistent. And obviously based on the last 2 games, holding on to leads as Charlie Musonda, oh, he's ghosted through and puts it wide. Wow, I thought that was definitely going to be 1-0 there, but a terrible attempt has let us off the hook. And then from the goal kick, I've just given him the ball back. He finds Mertens, and Mertens wins a penalty. I mean, whose fault is that? Mine. I mean, I can't have any complaints there. Trying to pass out from the back as I always do, and Bonifazi steps in on his man, and it's a definite spot kick. So I only got myself to blame once again. Mertens, the Belgian, with a long arching run-up, is going to stand up and take it against Alessio Cragno, and Cragno is sent the wrong way as Napoli go in front. And if we don't win this game, it will be no wins in 3. And this is a real concern, because again, it's all about consistency. We can't stay consistent. Charlie Musonda down the right-hand side causing me all sorts of problems in this game. Plays the 1-2 with Mertens, the goal scorer, gets it back and finds Jorginho. There's a man through there, but thankfully the ball wasn't the best and Cragno is there to mop it up. Oh man, we can't lose this game, man. Even so early on the season, now dropping out of the top 3. This is against the side that are in the top 3. This would be a major, major blow if Napoli can hold on to the 3 points. Murgia to Melagorni. He's got space to let fly from range. Oh, good save by Rulli. And turn behind for a corner. Come on, lads. We need to start scoring some more goals and picking up more points. It's been all Napoli for the most part in this game, as we're still trailing by 1. And as things stand, there is going to be another goal. You expect it to come to the host. I'm trying to remind myself we are not quite as good as these guys yet, but I'm a little bit concerned about how easy they're finding it right now. Oh, Coleman almost caught Cragno at the near post there. Had this if it onto the woodwork. Still, we are trailing, and we just can't get any attacks sorted at the moment. You know, last season we played some beautiful football. You guys saw it. We moved the ball around really nicely. The 4-1-2-1-2 narrow was the perfect system for this team, but I have to say, whilst I really liked it last year, as Insigne makes it 2, I think it might be time for a change. I love this formation. I love the team when it's in sync, moving the ball around, and really the chemistry is just free-flowing. But at the moment, it's not looking good. We're set for our 3rd straight game without a win. This will be a big loss to another side in the top 3. And even so early on in the season, we're starting to wonder. Champions League, we're probably not good enough yet. And what really sucks as well is that every single year in career mode, maybe you guys are the same, but I always look for progression. As Moise Keane does half a deficit and make it 2-1. Every single year in career mode, I look for progression in a season. You know, every single time a new season begins, I think, right, what did I do last year? Europa League, in that case, it's Champions League. Champions League, in this case, it's title winners, you know. There's always got to be progression made domestically for me. And this season, I was thinking, yeah, we can do top 3. We can do top 3. We were so close to it last year, we can do top 3, but there's been far too many games this season where we slipped up in. If we can come back from 2-0 down, though, that makes a big statement. Come on. And the final whistle has gone. Napoli have got the win by 2-1, and we couldn't complete the comeback like our opponents did in the last 2 games. What a massive, massive blow, and now no wins in 3 as well. We're all over the place. I told you, it's a consistency problem. We had it last year, and we have it again this year as well. We have these runs where we play really well, and then these runs where we don't play well. So I guess maybe we are consistent, just at times consistently bad and times consistently good. At the moment, we're consistently bad. No wins in our last 3. A damaging loss here to Napoli. Mertens, you got the penalty. I should say you scored the penalty. We'll get man the match for a decent game. As we once again lose ground in the race for a top 3 place. And even so early on in the season, oh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And after the game, we also find out that Andrea Ingagneri's transfer talks have broken down once again. This guy just refuses to leave the club. I am very tempted to go ahead and release him, but I never like to do that. Oh, do I release him? Do I release him? Do I release him from the contract for 44 grand? No, I believe he's going to leave at some point. I believe at some point he will leave and we'll get some cash. Please, Andrea. So, 4th and final game today, and what a massive one. It's FC Luzern in the penultimate game of the Europa League group stage, where come the end of it, we'll know who's got the best chance of going through to the knockout stages. And for our team, what a difference in the lineup. Going to a 4-1-2-1-2 wide and rotating the entire team. We've not played well enough. The game's come thick and fast. We need rotation. We need better performances, and maybe the fringe players will take this chance and grab it with both hands. So, FC Luzern, 4th and final game. It's a huge one. We need our first win today. Come on, Palermo. Let's guarantee qualification to the knockout stages. We haven't lost in Europa League since match day 1 to these guys away from home. But on the back of 3 straight games without a win, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear we're going to lose to them again. And heading into the final game of the group stage, we might need a win against Shakhtar. Here's Del Sol. Oh, the horrible attempt. He puts it well wide the post. These are the games where these guys need to impress. You know, if they are to get more minutes this season, normally in the reserves, they have to take these chances, get some goals, and make sure we get these points. We don't have to win, but on this recent run of form, which has been really poor, psychologically more than anything, I feel we need it. Oh, come on. This time, Simone, you never let me down. You never let me down. Simone Lofaso never lets me down. The captain of the night makes it 1-0 to Palermo in the penultimate game of the Europa League group stage. Oh, Simone, we absolutely adore you, son. Back in the team for this game tonight. I'm trying to rotate him and Fabio Gallo quite a bit because Gallo's been progressing so well in this team, up to a 77 overall now. But Lofaso has been so consistently brilliant since season 1 at doing this sort of thing. Running in behind the striker. He's got the pace and he's got the finish on him. 1-0 to Palermo. Oh, that is a huge pressure relieving goal. Oh yeah, Lofaso, baby. I love this guy. I really do. Such a direct player. As Dalmonte then cuts inside himself and oh, off the post, so unlucky. And then a scramble. And Del Sol turns it in for his first goal in a Palermo shirt. There's a huge element of fortune to the goal. I'll be the first to admit it. But the lads from Sicily have doubled their lead in a massive game in the Europa League. Dalmonte cuts inside. Really unlucky there with the attempt to hit the post. But that is a really lucky goal. And it took a deflection as well. Oh, the FIFA gods were shining on us for that moment. There's no doubt about it. That is one of the worst goals I've ever scored. But I'll take it. 2-0. Tola finds Maggiore. And Maggiore out wide towards Gallo. And Gallo on the ball finds Satola down the left-hand side. Oh, lovely from Satola. And finds Del Sol. Can he get a second goal of the game? No, that's going to turn into a pass. And Ali Gallo at the back stick says, cheers, mate. I'm going to make it 3-0 to Palermo. That was a shot from Del Sol, and considering he hit a defender from about 4 yards out of an open goal to score his first goal, I guess I can't be surprised that turned into a cross in the end, but it worked out totally fine. Alessandro Gallo couldn't miss. 3-0, points surely in the bag, and my word, did we need them. Monte to Gallo, who whips in across the centre. Oh, free header. Free header for Del Sol, and he turns it in. What happened there? Awful marking, and Del Sol was all alone. And whilst his finishing hasn't actually been that great tonight, he has scored 2 goals and got an unofficial assist as well. Palermo 4, Luzern 0. I gave the backup brigade a chance, and they've not let me down. Just a really simple goal, that one. Just whipped it into the centre, and look at Del Sol here, just totally unmarked. Goes in between 2 Luzern defenders. 4-0. How do we lose to these guys on match day 1? Well, Marcus Babel will not be happy with this performance, but I am absolutely delighted with it as Mariani heads in his first goal for the club and makes it Palermo 5, FC Luzern 0. And in an episode of very frustrating moments, this is the way we wanted to end it. What a massive win. I think this might be one of our biggest wins of this series so far. 5-0 at home to Babel's Luzern. And what a great performance this was. And when we really needed to pick it up after 3 games without a win, a loss to Napoli in the last one, this was mandatory and this was brilliant. The backup brigade get the job done with a thumping 5-0 scoreline. That was fantastic. That was an absolutely brilliant win. Oh yeah, baby, we really needed that one. It's not all doom and gloom here in Sicily. Yes, we know the recent run of form has been a bit shaky. No wins in our last 3, but that was a brilliant win. And Gallo got a goal in assist, 9.6, but I will give it to Del Sol for scoring 2 goals. And again, he got the unofficial assist for that terrible shot that turned into a goal for Alessandro Gallo's as well. So Palermo 5, FC Luzern 0. How did Shakhtar Donetsk got on? They won 2-0 against RB Salzburg, which means the group will be on the table for you right now. And I think that confirms it. Palermo are into the Europa League knockout stages with a game to spare. And after a really tight beginning to the group, that is a great way to respond. But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you for the next episode of CNC. I promise, very soon. Bye.